Hey folks, how you doing? All right. I'm talking about the name Israel. Israel, like the country Israel. Let's take that name apart and see what it means. Okay? Its origin, so to speak. All right? And we'll talk about the country itself. Israel, Israel, Is stands for Isis or Osset, Isis, the goddess Isis. Okay. Then we have Ra, Ra, hence the sun god of the ancient Egyptians. Okay. Then we have El, hence the sun. So we have Isis and the sun, El. Or her son's name was Heru or Horus, whatever. Okay. Well, this is where the name comes from. This is the origin of the name of Israel. Okay. But in early times, much earlier, there was just the mother and child. So Israel has Isis, the mother, Ra, the father, and El, the child. But in earlier times, it was just the mother and child. The father wasn't there. In other words, Ra wasn't there. And talking about the religion. So the Hebrews originally worshipped the mother and child. There was no father originally. As a matter of fact, the human male wasn't born into the world until many hundreds of thousands of years later, after the mother and child were here. Oh, how come? Because she was androgynous. She produced on her alone. She needed no other. Hence, in the Kemite scripts, she is the mother alone. Just her and her child. Okay? She produced without a man, hence she was androgynous. She had both male and female reproductive hormones. That's where it started. Okay? But then later she began to produce a male and female children as individual entities, like we have today. Okay? That's when the Father God comes in. Eventually the Father God takes over. And so we have today the Father God. Hence, all religions that I know of on earth today have the Father God. But they didn't originate that way. Okay? So we know where the name Israel came from anyway. Okay? The mother, the father, and the child. Like the Virgin Mary. Okay? Mother and child. Okay? But then we have the Israelites. Okay? The Israelites were originally Africans. Okay? But they left Africa. Not through the Red Sea. No. They left Africa. Okay? And they became wanderers. They didn't have a country of their own. They wandered the deserts of, let's say, the Babylonians, the Persians, the Assyrians. Okay? They came in contact with all these people. They were never conquered by these people because they didn't have a country to be conquered. They were simply nomads. They wandered the desert for years. Okay? And they came in contact with the Babylonians, Persians, Assyrians, Akkadians, and so forth and so on. But they were never conquered by them because they never had a country to be conquered. Okay? That came much later. Matter of fact, the first country of the Israelis after they left Africa, Egypt, okay, the first country was Israel, was founded in 1947 A.D., about 70-some years ago. That was the first country they had after they left Africa. Okay. So here it is. This is the story of the Israelis. Okay. But yeah, they were black originally, but when they went to Europe, okay, they mingled with the white folks. During the Moorish invasion of southern Spain, the Jews went along. They were like merchants, okay? And they were offered the choice to change their religion to Christianity and stay or leave. They stayed, but they practiced their religion undercover until a king came along in Europe some years later and said that they could practice religion. They had religious freedom, they gave them. Okay? And then Jews start practicing their religion in the open instead of undercover in Europe. Okay? So we have the story. In 1947, the Americans, the British, and the French went down there to Palestine, made some kind of a deal. The Palestinians didn't have a chance with these powers. They had to do it. Okay? They made a deal to give some land to the Jews of Europe. They did. The Jews of Europe came in and named their land Israel, hence the Promised Land. So they say. Okay. Okay, folks, we have an idea now about this idea about the Jews, okay, and where they came from, what they did, what they went to, and how they came to have the land they have today, Israel. They say it's the Promised Land, but I don't think the Palestinians feel that way. Okay? Well, anyway, that's the way it goes, folks. That's it. Thank you.